For decades, the formula behind heavy-duty trucks seemed simple. Bigger loads required bigger engines. When towing demands increased, engine displacement followed. That logic produced legendary diesel power plants known for their size, torque, and durability. But as we approach the 2027 model year, the heavy-duty truck world stands at a crossroads. Truck owners, fleet managers, and enthusiasts are asking a question that cuts to the future of pickups. Will the 2027 Super Duty need an 8.0-liter diesel engine to stay competitive in heavy towing? To answer honestly, we need to look beyond nostalgia and raw displacement numbers and examine where towing technology, regulations, and real-world usage are actually heading. Diesel engines historically grew larger for three main reasons: strong torque delivery at low RPM, thermal durability under sustained loads, mechanical simplicity under heavy stress in the early 2000s, emissions rules were looser, fuel was cheaper, and buyers equated engine size directly with capability. If you hauled equipment or livestock across mountain passes, a large displacement diesel wasn't luxury, it was peace of mind. Back then, growth wasn't about peak horsepower. It was about sustaining torque without overheating or premature wear. A bigger engine could do the same work with less strain. That thinking still exists, but modern engineering has changed the equation. A common misconception is that towing demands keep rising at the same pace engines once did. In reality, most heavy-duty owners rarely tow at maximum capacity. Industry data consistently shows most Super Duty owners tow under 20,000 pounds. Sustained max capacity towing is mainly seen in commercial fleets. Engineers now say the main challenge isn't lack of torque, it's heat management, drivetrain efficiency, and vehicle stability under load, and this is where displacement stops being the solution. At first glance, an 8.0-liter diesel seems like the obvious next step. More displacement, more torque, more durability, but modern 6.7-liter diesels already produce torque levels unimaginable 15 years ago. Today, driveline components, transmissions, axles, drive shafts, brakes, suspension, and tires often hit their limits before the engine does. Cooling systems, not displacement, usually determine sustained towing performance. Simply adding engine size doesn't automatically increase usable towing capacity unless the entire truck evolves with it. Here's where the idea hits serious resistance. Global emission standards continue tightening. Larger engines produce more raw emissions and are harder to keep efficient when lightly loaded, exactly how most heavy-duty trucks spend their lives. An oversized diesel operating with that heavy load is often less efficient and harder to keep emissions compliant than a smaller engine, working closer to its optimal range. Instead of increasing displacement, manufacturers now improve towing through smarter systems. Advanced turbocharging allows smaller engines to deliver massive low RPM torque without the penalties of larger engines. Modern transmissions with more gear ratios keep engines operating in optimal power ranges, reducing stress and heat, while improving towing performance. Improved thermal management, including smarter cooling systems and electric water pumps, trucks to sustain heavy loads longer without power reduction. Most towing failures today aren't power failures, they're heat failures. Engines are no longer the weak link. Future towing limits increasingly depend on frame strength and durability, suspension stability under load, brake heat capacity, trailer control and stability systems. More torque is meaningless if the chassis can't safely manage it over time. That is why recent Super Duty upgrades have focused heavily on frames, axles, and braking systems. Veteran engineers often describe modern heavy-duty trucks as having a power surplus. The question is no longer can the truck pull more, but can it do so reliably, legally, and efficiently for hundreds of thousands of miles. An 8.0-liter diesel could bring higher cost, added complexity, and minimal real-world gains for most users. Future improvements are more likely to focus on stronger low RPM torque delivery, improved exhaust braking, better downhill control, reduced heat buildup during long climbs. These matter far more to real towing confidence than displacement numbers. Electrification is also reshaping heavy towing, not through full EV trucks, but through assistance systems. Mild hybrids, electric auxiliaries, and electric compressors can reduce engine stress, improve low-speed torque, enhance cooling efficiency, support emissions compliance. Many experts believe these technologies will bring more real towing benefit than simply adding displacement. Fleet operators prioritize reliability, predictable maintenance costs, fuel efficiency, regulatory compliance. For them, larger engines only make sense if they deliver measurable operational benefits, not just bigger numbers. There's undeniable appeal in a massive diesel engine. Bigger numbers feel reassuring and powerful. But past diesel legends solved the problems of their time. The problems of 2027 are different. So, does the 2027 Super Duty need an 8.0-liter diesel? When we look beyond hype and nostalgia, the answer becomes clear. No. Not because it wouldn't work, but because it wouldn't solve the right problems. The future of heavy towing depends on sustaining power longer, managing heat, better improving stability, and control meeting emission standards. Delivering real-world efficiency, the next leap forward comes from system integration, not engine size. The trucks that lead heavy towing in 2027 won't be defined by engine size alone. They'll be judged on confidence under sustained load, cooling performance on long grades, stability in tough conditions, long-term durability. An 8.0-liter diesel might win headlines, but smarter engineering will win on job sites and highways. Final thought, the evolution of heavy-duty trucks isn't about being louder or bigger. It's about being smarter, cooler, and more controlled. And that's why the 2027 Super Duty doesn't need an 8.0-liter diesel to lead the future of towing. It needs to out-engineer it.